Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome to a new episode of Arduino EDUvision Season 4, episode number 3.
Wow, already 3. So fast.
Yeah. I'm Melissa, and with me I have
Roxana.
And we're both from Arduino Education.
Yes.
I can already see a lot of people joining.
Yes. Say hi.
Yeah. And if you're watching, we can see there's comments, for example, from YouTube. Alexander, thanks for joining again.
Yes.
If you can join from YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and this year also from Crowdcast.
Yes. Exactly. So, and remember to hit the bottom, the thumbs up button if you are watching from YouTube, and also the light bulb in LinkedIn. Oh my God! And the heart from Facebook. It's Thursday. And we are live.
Yes, we are very live.
Yeah, it's someone were wondering. We're live.
Yeah, but how are you? We would like to know who's watching this show today. Let us know in the chat. So where are you from? Are you an educator, maker? Have you built your own Arduino project? Or are you a beginner in Arduino and you would like to learn and that's why you're here? Let us know.
Exactly. We already have some people commenting from Tunisia, Malta, Bangladesh, UK. Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining today. So cool to have you here.
There's a lot of people. Nice to see.
Yeah.
And it's so nice to have people from all over the world.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, keep saying hi.
Yes, exactly. Say hi. Hey, Natalie.
Oh, Natalie is here. Hi, Natalie.
If you missed the episode last week with
course.
Natalie, you can find it from our social media and EDUvision site.
Exactly.
But
today we will talk about self-driving vehicles, and we will show a project to control an Arduino-powered vehicle using light. And we will also present a project from one of you. So EDUvisionaries, so stay tuned. If you have an Arduino project you would like to see here and get some Arduino goodies. We'll explain later in the episode how you can submit your project.
Yeah, we already posted the link there, but we will explain later how you can get your project presented in EDUvision.
Exactly.
And like we said, last time you were asking how to do that, and now one of you has their project here.
Indeed.
Yes. And remember, I'm going to share my screen, but remember that we have a dedicated website for EDUvision.
Yes.
So here you can see it's maybe this
but the
way,
banner is there. Yeah, they can also
exactly.
Go to there. Yeah.
So you can find from here you can find all the articles, tutorials in previous EDUvision seasons and episodes. If you missed, for example, last week, if you missed one, there's always the featured. The latest episode is top, and then you can sign up for the coming episodes, share your project, find the previous episodes, and of course the tutorials and all the articles.
Exactly. Everything in just one place. So it's super easy just to go there and you will find all the info there.
And this year, we also have the podcast.
Exactly. We already have 3 episodes, right? Published. So you can find them on Spotify, Anchor, and on every episode, we have in-depth conversation with our guest about different topics related, of course, to education and technology.
And today's topic, I think some of you maybe noticed already, or maybe you've already listened to our podcast because it was live from Tuesday.
Yeah.
But today's topic is AI, artificial intelligence, and self-driving vehicles.
Yeah, exactly. Very, very interesting because now artificial intelligence, it's not fiction anymore, right? We maybe think about that something futuristic, but it's already here.
Yeah, and it's changing how we work, how we learn, how we shop, and how we travel.
Exactly. So, So, and we ran a poll, guys, on our social media channels yesterday. And out of around 700 people who responded, just under 70% said they would take a ride in a self-driving car. Right? So,
So here you can see there's the question in Twitter. If you're in Twitter, you can go also still and answer it. We also have it on different social media channels. But from Twitter. If you have an account on Twitter, you can go and leave your vote. Would you? But you can also use the chat now. We have the chat now, so let us know. Would you actually
would like to jump in a self-driving car?
Yeah, exactly.
Would you like to experience that?
Or maybe you have done that already.
Yeah, exactly. So let us know on the chat.
There's a lot of those.
Want to know.
Yeah, exactly. Those trams and different cars, or I think if there's some post-delivery cars even that can just follow the path and they don't need a driver.
Yeah, let us know.
Is there?
What do you think about self-driving vehicles? Nice.
We'll see when we'll see when we all.
Alexander says yes. Why not? Yeah. Would be nice to try, right, and see.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think I've ever. No.
I don't know. I have never tried before. I think here at Arduino, they try to do something like that. I don't know, maybe it's on YouTube and very old video, right?
Yeah.
That they were using some Arduinos and control the car with music or something.
They're playing a piano or something, and that controls the car. So in a way, it's not self-driving because they're controlling with the music, but no one's actually using
driving.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, true. I remember that one. We need to find that one.
Yeah, we need to do that. But yeah. He keeps saying on the chat, what do you think about this kind of transportation?
I like Natalie's comment, but it would be good to know if they've been tested in Canadian snow. Agree. Yeah, I would also try. Exactly. I would like to try them on the Finnish slippery roads and the icy roads. So
that would be interesting.
Yep.
Nice.
Are they able to make the fast turns when it's black ice?
Exactly. Oh, very nice. So much comments. Nice. All right. So, but what do you think to learn more about self-driving vehicles or automated vehicles? We have our special guest, Çetin Meriçli.
Yes, and Çetin is the CEO and co-founder of Locomation, a leading developer of safe and reliable autonomous driving technology for semi-trucks.
Yep. And also he's an experienced entrepreneur and formerly a special faculty at the National Robotics Engineering Center of Carnegie Mellon's Robotic Institute. And Çetin has over 2 decades of experience in developing and deploying complex robotic systems for commercial, military, and scientific application. And he has played key roles in over a dozen of high-profile applied robotics projects. And he's also a well-published expert in AI, robotics, and machine learning. So
let's so let's hear some thoughts from Çetin and how is it going with the self-driving trucks.
Yes. So many of us might use daily, for example, subway, trams, and that are able to drive without any drivers. And what is the current level of autonomy in the transportation today?
So as of today, we don't have self-driving vehicles as products that you can go and purchase, and you see thousands, if not tens of thousands of them around it. We are still not there yet. What we have is at this stage advanced prototypes, and at Locomation we are about a year away from launching our first product that people can actually go and purchase our system, and when they purchase it, our system makes their trucks self-driving. So it is borderline sci-fi, but it's actually happening. It's reality, and now we understand way better than we did as an industry maybe 10 years ago what it takes to actually build a product. What are the actual challenges that are not very apparent on surface? Because when everybody was starting to think about self-driving vehicles, everybody was more excited, because that's the fun part, on like, how do we develop the algorithms? How do we come up with a computer vision system that can detect everything is around? How do we turn the steering wheel? How do we control the motion of the vehicle? And these are very, very good, very legit questions. But what we found out in the past decade is that in order to build a product and launch a product and support a product, you need to also think about which parts of my product will fail. Can I predict the failure rate? Can I come up with maintenance routines? Can I build hardware that will stay operational even if parts of it fails. And these are not completely novel concepts. We have been doing complex engineering for aerospace, like we've had space shuttles and we've had airplanes. So these are all tremendously complicated engineering systems. So there is some best practices around that, but it took a while for the industry to take something that sounds so Silicon Valley-ish, just software and innovation, and marry it with seemingly archaic, maybe old-fashioned, but super important proper engineering practices. And now we are seeing these two ends kind of coming and merging. There's still a lot of work to do, but this time I can, at least for my company, I can tell you that we are this close to actually launching a product, and in next year, hopefully, if nothing changes, we will be the first company to offer a truly autonomous system as a product.
Okay.
Wow.
And you say maybe next year, but is it the one you mentioned, the Locomation solution for trucks, the autonomous relay convos that you're talking about?
Yes, yes. We
Okay.
believe the first viable application of autonomy from a safety and reliability point of view is going to be the human-guided convoys, the autonomous relay convoy that we mentioned on our website. This way, we can tap into the best talents or the best parts of experienced human drivers and the best parts of machines, whatever the machines can do today, combine it with whatever the humans do best today. And it again goes back to our early conversation about human-robot interaction, because now we have a human and now we have a robot. In fact, in this case, we have two humans and two robots team up to drive a convoy around the clock so that the convoy doesn't have to stop. It can operate for, I don't know, 1,500 kilometers a day without stopping. And the human driver in the front truck as the lead driver can still understand, perceive high level what's going on in the road, if there is a risk, if there is a danger, that it is still difficult for the machines to understand and interpret. And once we know what is going on around the world, machines can actually react faster than humans to the actual dangers. So we think this is the quickest and safest way of getting autonomy from the labs and out there into the real world. And then once we are there, of course, the technology will not stop. They'll keep working on it. And maybe eventually the trucks will completely drive themselves with no human around them.
Mm. Yeah, I saw there's the animation on your website has the idea that the first car has the human driver, and then the next one has, both of them has the driver, both the robot and the human, but then the first car is driving and the next one is following it. So you can rest, the driver itself can rest there. Okay.
Right. So yeah, you have two drivers and two trucks, but at any given time, only the driver in the front truck is actively driving. And the other driver in the second truck is actually in the back of the truck. So these trucks are big. They actually have a bed in their back, so that the drivers can actually go and sleep there. They can almost live in that truck. So when the second driver is resting, they are sleeping. The truck is fully autonomous. It does not require a human driver. It drives itself. It follows the leader from a very close distance. So it doesn't need to think about the environment all that much. All it needs to do is to know where the leader is and just religiously follow wherever the leader goes.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then the trucks can switch there.
And then
the other one goes front.
Yeah, every couple of hours they change places so that both drivers get to drive and get to sleep.
Okay. Yeah.
Teamwork.
Yeah, exactly.
So you mentioned that one of the benefits of semi-autonomous vehicles now it's safety. What other benefits do you see, and what about the challenges?
The benefits of self-driving, especially in the freight transportation. If anything, the past 2 years showed us is that how the future will depend on autonomous freight transportation. with the pandemic, we all were forced to stay at homes and started ordering most of the things online. So if we are not going to things, if you are not going to supermarket to buy toothpaste, somehow the toothpaste needs to find its way to your home. We were expecting this big trend to happen. Over time, people will commute less and things will have to come to people, but the pandemic maybe accelerated it by 5, maybe 10 years. So now everybody wants to ship more stuff around, wants more visibility, more reliability around the delivery times, and wants to pay less for it. The demand is accelerating, but there is a growing driver shortage worldwide, especially in the long-haul trucking, because long-haul trucking is one of the most demanding professions out there. And for the amount of tax that it takes on your lifestyle, it's not even a very attractive line of business because it does not pay that well. So as a result, fewer people decide to become truck drivers or stay as truck drivers. So we have an accelerating demand on one end and a shrinking pool of drivers at the other end. So there's a big stress point there. One way of filling that is, of course, introducing autonomy in a safe and responsible way, so that wherever we are short in human drivers, we can fill that gap with autonomous driving. Have technology help the human drivers become more efficient and safer drivers, improve comfort, improve safety, improve working conditions, and see that transition towards more and more automated freight transportation in the future.
Yeah. It's also a very interesting career path for students, right? This is very promising. This is very interesting. So
we are living in the future. It's almost
exactly.
2022.
The future is here, like they say.
The future is here.
Exactly. So students are not, they're not studying to be truck drivers, but instead they're studying to build or develop the self-driving. Yeah.
Now it's a possibility for them to be creators, right? Not just participate, like be really part of that, of building that.
Of course, this is a multi-generational problem. We are working on the precursors of this technology, and what will be launched, what will be released, is going to be the very first versions, and it's by no means going to be perfect or the ultimate solution. So there is decades of work still to be done in automating transportation, not just semi-trucks, but in all kinds of transportation, because ultimately we are interested in getting things or people from point A to point B. We are less interested in being directly involved in that transportation task. If we can just flip a switch and everything will move from point A to point B, a lot of people will be very, very happy.
Yeah.
So but we really decades away from that point.
Yeah.
So for our, again, young followers who are considering studying in the field or working on a similar technology, they have a lifetime of a set of very challenging problems to work on.
Çetin, it's been really great to talk with you. Do you have any final thoughts or recommendations that you would like to share with our audience?
I think we covered a lot of fascinating subjects. Again, all I can say is that if you are passionate about the subject, just stay curious and just look for information and get your hands dirty.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It was very interesting, very informative.
Thank you, Çetin.
Thank you so much for joining.
Very
and see you
interesting
soon.
That was a great
We
delight
already
for me.
have
Thank you so much for
some,
having me.
Yeah,
some
we're waiting for
comments.
that
Very
first
interesting comments.
self-driving truck.
Yeah, Pedro commented it's the
we all are.
future, but it's still far. I
Thank
think
you.
have
See
really
you.
good points.
Bye.
For example, the road conditions and the climate conditions and all these different countries have it different. So I think it's a good point.
Very good one. So yeah, we have another comment. So it was a very interesting conversation with Çetin. And if you want also to learn more about automated driving systems, you can check our article, When Will We Have Autonomous Vehicles, on our website.
Yes, you can find this from the EDUvision website.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to learn more about Çetin,
Yeah.
you can listen to our EDUvision podcast from this week. There, Çetin tells us more about his background, his studies related to robotics and human-robot interaction. Why is it important to research and what it means?
Yeah.
Also, his many years experience from RoboCup competitions. And there's also one really interesting fact about his background, or
from his past.
Yeah, from his past, from many years ago, that
Yeah,
many people didn't know about him.
exactly. So you need to listen to that to see what are we talking about. But it's very cool.
Yeah, and I can really recommend for all the students who are interested in this field of robotics or self-driving cars and all this. He has really great tips for students, how to get started, how to get going, and kind of what kind of skills are needed.
Yeah, he's very experienced, so it would be a very good learning experience to listen to him.
Yeah, and we can actually listen a clip from this podcast.
Let's.
It has to start from somewhere. Start with the most simple project that you can ever imagine. It could be just on a computer in a simulation, or it could be an Arduino-based robot that you can actually see around, you can touch with your hands, and when you press the button, it's going to go and do some things on its own. The joy and pleasure of that is, I cannot explain. People need to experience it for themselves. Try it, and then try it differently, and then fail differently, and learn, and go sleep and wake up and rinse and repeat. So this is nothing is easy. If anyone wants to actually learn a field, not just robotics, but almost any field, if you want to become a really accomplished piano player, you need to put in 10,000 hours.
And if you want to know more about the podcast, like I showed you before, you can find it from the EDUvision podcast site, but also, for example, Anchor. We're posting the link in the chat, but from Anchor, you can find all the different platforms that you can use to listen to podcasts, or you can listen to here. You can find all the previous episodes from here too.
Yeah, exactly. Don't forget to subscribe.
Yes. So anchor.fm/Arduino. Easy to find.
And of course, as we mentioned before, from the EDUvision website, you can also find there all the new episodes that we are posting.
Yeah. But now it's time to present a project submitted by one of you.
Well, yes.
Our amazing audience, EDUvision community, Akil George. Akil, if you're watching, listening.
Yeah, hopefully he's here. Last week, he was saying that he wanted to submit his project, so he did it.
Yeah, exactly. So now
awesome.
I really hope that you're here. You can share some comments so we can post it on the live too. But the project that Akil created is called COVID Presence Detection Watch.
Exactly. And this corona detection device helps to detect the symptoms of COVID-19 so as to help individuals quarantine themselves and practice social distancing.
And we can explain a bit of this project. Yeah. So in this project, we'll be checking for 2 symptoms of COVID-19. Raised body temperature and low blood oxygen percentage. Okay, too hard for me to say clearly.
Words together.
And first, it checks the temperature of the body using a sensor, and for this, it uses a Max 30,102 sensor, which is an integrated pulse oximetry and heart rate monitor by a sensor module.
Yeah, exactly. And then what happened next is if it detects that the temperature is higher than usual, then it passes to the first symptom to positive, indicating the symptom on the OLED display as S1+.
Yeah. And then using, again, the sensor, it monitors the heartbeat and oxygen percentage. Yeah. And if the device calculates that the oxygen in the blood is below the normal oxygen level, then the device passes the second symptom as well, indicating the symptom on the OLED display as S2+.
Yes. And if any of the symptoms are positive, the person may have viral infection and can be taken to a hospital for confirmation and treatment.
Exactly. So this is just the start to test it, but to actually then you should go. If you get the positive, you should definitely go to a hospital and check it. But let's watch a video from Akil. Akhil shared with us that he didn't have all the videos left, but he created this video where there's clips and pictures of the project, and it seems really interesting.
Very interesting project. So thanks, Akhil. Thank you for sharing your project. And you are going to get some Arduino education goodies very soon.
Yes. And if there's now some of you who's watching this show and has also an Arduino project at home or is planning to build one, you can submit it on our EDUvision site. So let me share my screen and I can show how to do it. So here you can find it from Get Your Project feature in EDUvision and Get Arduino merchandise. So share your project. Here you can find a type form that you can fill all the information needed. We want to have a video from the project, of course, and some description so we know what the project is about, and then we can share it with everyone.
Yeah, exactly. It's very easy to do it.
Yeah.
So, and of course, we want to know what you are doing. So please share.
Yeah. And many of you maybe have a project on social media and is using the Arduino EDUvision hashtag to share their projects. That's also a great way. But to actually, if you want your project to be here in EDUvision, you need to use the form on our EDUvision site.
So, but it's time for today's project from us. And we are going to present a project called the Wiggler.
Yes, Wiggler can move around freely and is guided by light.
Exactly.
So no hands or driver needed.
Free hands. And it's powered by the Arduino Uno Wi-Fi Red 2 board, an education shield, phototransistors, resistors, and some assembly pieces and batteries.
Yeah, and this project is one of the projects from the CTC GO Motions Expansion Pack. And to go through the CTC GO Motions Expansion Pack, you should first go through the CTC GO core module.
Yeah, exactly. That is going to give you the foundations to understand better how programming and coding works. And then for this expansion, you will learn about motors and add mobility to your projects.
Exactly. And it dives deeper into the programming. For example, in the motions expansion, students are going to learn how to create their own functions or use a switch case, for example. And we're going to have a lot more complex schematics and having the mobility in our projects.
Yep.
And the expansion pack, it includes 4 projects and 4 lessons. The core module comes with, it has 8 lessons and 8 projects. Yeah, exactly.
And it comes with everything you need, hardware, software, and lessons, access to the platform so you can build all these cool projects.
Yeah, and the lessons, the learning platform, it includes all the step-by-step guidance. It has a teacher guide, it has assembly videos, it has all the schematics, wiring diagrams, flow charts, code examples, all you need. So I can promise you, you're going to finish the project.
Yeah, for sure.
But
let's take a look.
Yeah, let's take a look at the video, how the Wiggler moves.
See the Wiggler.
It's a lot of fun to build those projects.
Yeah, even the name, look. The Wiggler sounds like the name of a villain. Good name.
So this one follows I have it here. So this one follows the light. So it has phototransistors here on top. So you can cover them with your hand or you can point them with a flashlight, for example. So it goes back and forward and turns. So different wheels turn. And then it has a servo motor there. And we power it with the batteries. And there's another servo motor there.
Yeah.
And the Arduino board and the education shield, they're both there.
Exactly. And you can also create some goals to achieve. If you use a simple A4 paper, you can write finish line and place it somewhere in the room.
And now with the help of our hands and flashlights, we can try to guide the wiggler in the shortest possible time over the finish line.
Yeah.
So it could be also a game.
Yeah, have a competition, exactly.
Yeah.
And as you could
That's
see,
fun.
we didn't have to drive it ourselves. Yeah, we used our hands to cover and have the light, but no driver needed.
Exactly. So it's a cool project.
Yeah. And this week, because of the CTC GO Motions expansion pack that was used to create the Wiggler, we have the same kit on 15% discount on our store.
Exactly.
So end of this week, until Sunday, the 26th of September, you can find the CTC GO Motions expansion pack for 15% discount.
Exactly. You have time. And I think that's it for this episode.
Yes,
right?
yes,
Ooh.
that was all. That was all.
Yeah,
That
it
was
was
quick.
super fast. So, but remember to join us live next week on Thursday, September 30th at 5 p.m. Central European Summer Time, because we will talk about IoT with our special guest.
Yes, we have Andrea Russell, an IoT expert and experienced teacher from Canada.
Yes.
And remember, you have 1 week to share your projects. You can do that. So maybe next week it's going to be your project.
Yes.
EDUvision.
Exactly. Thank you so much for joining. Take care and see you all next week.
Thank you. Bye.